Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's look at the stocks on the move today here in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepke with Stephen Cowell, and we're joined by Bloomberg's breaking news editor, Louise Moon. So let's think about Puma, a leap then for the athleisure brand, the shoemaking brand. What has put a spring in their step?
Yes, so shares rose about 21% this morning. Then they paired some of those gains, but they're still up. Last time we looked, about 8%. So big gains this morning after Anta, a Chinese sportswear giant, agreed to buy an about 29% stake, and that's for 1.5 billion euros. They're going to become its biggest shareholder. Analysts say this is a boost to Puma's management's turnaround efforts. It's not thought that Anta will change those efforts as they become the biggest shareholder. The offer price or the price they did that at was a 62% premium to Puma's closing price yesterday, so a good price on that front. And then for Anta, it's adding to their global expansion, their multi-brand growth strategy. They already own Fila. They're the largest shareholder of the company behind Salomon, so they're a big global giant. They actually have a really fascinating story behind them. So years ago, when I was based in Hong Kong, I went on a reporting trip to a place called Xinjiang in China. It's on the southeast coast, and it's called China's shoe capital, and that's where Anta is from. And that's where three of China's biggest sportswear giants all stem from. So it all stem from this one place. You walk around, it's blocks and blocks and blocks of shoe vendors, everything you could possibly need to make shoes. And there's these three huge companies that have now become global giants, all stem from this place. I think two of the founders went to school together. It's a really fascinating story and all stemming from this place. So anyway, so Anta, they're the company that are going to be buying Puma. So shares really rising on that news.
Oh, I love the shoe story behind that. We're going to stay with shoes, though, and talk about Dr. Martens next. What's going on there?
Not such a positive story for them. Shares down over 10% back to levels seen in mid-2025. That's after third quarter results, so revenue was weaker than expected. And the timing wise of this, it's meant to be kind of their peak trading season, obviously over the Christmas period, so weaker than expected, just a lot worse than should have been thought. They said that Europe still remains a challenging region. That's their biggest region. America performed a bit better. And it all comes as they're pivoting. They're calling it the year of pivot. It's a bit of a restructuring. Their strategy of trying to prioritise profitability and being disciplined when it comes to promotions. So it's a bit of a turnaround story for Dr. Martens, and their third quarter didn't perform as well as expected. They do say they're on track to meet pre-tax profits for the full year, but if you compare that to the year before, it's still quite broadly flat. So not much positive news to go on there.
Okay. And then lastly, to credit Agricole, they are looking stronger this morning. Why?
They're one of the top performers among banks in Europe. That's after an upgrade from Oddo. They raised their recommendation from neutral to outperform. The analyst there is saying that the net income estimates that they have are higher than consensus, and saying that the bank's underperformance over the past year or so has left it trading at multiples that it doesn't think reflects the quality of its fundamentals, essentially. So if you are to compare Credit Agricole with the wider banks, Stoxx 600 banks index, so its shares are up 26% in the last 12 months, but the wider index is up 61%. So it is underperforming there, and that's what the analyst was really focusing on in their note. And shares are rising this morning. They rose about 2% on the back of this, so adding to kind of recent gains. And if you look back, their shares are now at the highest since 2008. So a bit of a boost for them today. And then just take a look at their analyst ratings. They've got 8 buys, 7 holds and 5 sells, so it's adding to that positive story there.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.